In this install lesson, we're going to connect up the wires inside the revenue grade meter. It's fairly straightforward. The important thing is going to be to get the correct wires connected on the top and on the bottom. So let's jump in. First step is to use the wire strippers to strip off 3/8 of an inch off the end of the insulation of all of the wires. So you touch the wire stripping tool to take away the insulation from the ends of the wires, like that. Then we want to loosen the terminals, so we use the screwdriver to touch on the 4 terminals and the 2 screw points for the ground point to loosen those. Now we get to insert the wires. Now the key thing is this. The circuit goes from the inverter through the revenue grade meter and then on to the AC disconnect. So we want the wires coming out of the revenue grade meter going to the AC disconnect. So those are these wires. So I'm going to touch on these wires and we're going to insert them into the bottom lugs so they exit. So those wires are going from the revenue grade meter on the bottom out and over to the AC disconnect. Then we're going to touch on and insert the wires that are coming from the inverter into the revenue grade meter, and we want those to be on the top. So we're going to touch those wires and insert those into the 2 lugs on the top. Now we've got a big grounded block in the center, and we're going to touch on the ground wires like that to insert them into that ground block to ground the enclosure for safety. And now we're going to tighten all the terminal screws of the wires that we've just inserted. Now what we did when we made this thing was we brought the neutral wire in from the inverter, stopped, and then we pulled a wire from the revenue grade meter into the AC disconnect. We're going to connect that neutral together. So we touch on the 2 wires to bring them together, and then we're going to add on a wiring nut by touching on it to connect those wires through. We could have pulled the neutral wire through unbroken and had it be a continuous wire all the way through. That's just fine. If it's easier to pull separate wires in and separate wires out and have them all separated, that's another technique, and that's what we've done here, and we've connected the neutral together. So now we have black and red coming in on the top, black and red coming out on the bottom, grounded equipment grounding conductor connected to the box, and neutral passing through. Now we finish by grounding the wires to the grounding bushings, but we have already done that work for you. So we've already grounded the grounding bushings to the equipment grounding conductor wire.